And another way to get out into nature is the Out of the Darkness walk that's taking place this Saturday, October 19th. And here to tell us more is the co-chair of the walk, Jenny. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Alexis and Ashley. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's such a beautiful day. And for anybody watching, we do want to let you know ahead of time that this segment features some kind of sensitive material. So how did you get involved in the Walk Out of Darkness?
So this is actually my 5th year participating in the Out of the Darkness walks for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I moved to Suffolk and it was right in my neighborhood, and I knew it was meant to be that I needed to step up and make it a good event for our community.
Awesome.
And being a volunteer for the event and with your position, where did that passion come from?
So in 2014, I'm actually a Navy veteran, and I lost one of my shipmates, a very close friend of mine, to suicide. And at the time, I didn't know what to say, how to think, what to do, and the best way for me to equip myself was to go and get trained.
Okay.
Okay, and how did that training lead you to kind of where you are today with the event?
So the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has 4 pillars they operate off of, and that's evidence-based research, advocating for better legislation, things like the 988 hotline to be available if you were in a mental health crisis, and support for lost survivors. So we really focus in on those 4 areas and funding.
Okay. And for the actual walk, who are the people who normally participate, and how many participants are you expecting this year?
I'm hoping for the perfect number to be out there that needs to be out there, because we have 2 sides of this. Some of the people are there to mourn the loss of someone, a family member or a friend that they've lost to suicide, but others are out there and they're celebrating life. They're celebrating surviving that crisis that may have happened, and supporting the cause so that we can get those resources into the hands of people that need them.
Okay, now supporting the cause. If somebody isn't available to walk or to volunteer, how else can they support the cause?
So we have sponsors. We take donations to help us with our fundraising efforts. You can walk virtually even. If you go to the website, you can get on there and find out where else we are in the community that you can provide that education for.
Okay.
All right. And as far as education, for those that are watching right now and they may have a loved one, are there any signs that they should look for, or anything that you know of just because of your background, where you're like, hey, if you see this, you might want to pay special notice to your loved one?
I'm going to start with, if you see something, say something. You never know what's happening on the inside. Speak out and ask them if they need you, and tell them you love them. But with that, the 988 hotline is available to tell you that you are loved and needed and where to go next.
And for those who, I know we're talking about if you see a loved one, but many people watching right now, of course, we know sometimes people can be smiling and feeling anything on the inside. So if anybody's listening right now, what is one thing you could tell somebody who might be having certain thoughts?
First and foremost, call that 988 hotline. Talk to a family member or loved one, because they'd love to hear that this is going on and to be able to work through it with you. And get out and join our community. Come out to the walk and know that you are not alone, and there's a whole community out there that's suffering and ready to end the stigma surrounding suicide.
And if you have someone around you who might be kind of faking that smile in day-to-day life, what are some subtle signs that you can look out for in loved ones that would be a warning sign?
So any kind of change in behavior or mood changes, routines, things like that. And people just want to be loved and cared for. So tell them and ask them that you're there for them.
Tell them you love them every day.
Yes, yes to that.
Call somebody, tell them.
Absolutely. Now, where can people find more information about the walk or get involved?
So we have a Facebook community called the Suffolk VA Out of the Darkness Walk. There's an event on there, and we of course have our website, www.afsp.org/Suffolk.
Well, Jenny, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for doing all that you do for this community, because it's definitely needed.
Oh my goodness, that means the world. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Fall is in full swing, guys, and what goes better together than fall and oysters? We'll talk about that after the break.